Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I will be saving you from some bad choices. We are going to be talking about what not to do in an audition. What are the no way, no hows? What are the nopes? What are the things that can cost you the job if you do them that seem so small but are just no-nos? Over the years I've gotten a lot of really good advice from people about what not to do in audition, and I've also learned the hard way on some of these things, what not to do in an audition. So I want to share them with you so that you never have to wonder if that one silly little thing that you did is the reason that you didn't get a call back or didn't get the job, or even worse, never get called in again by that casting director. Ugh. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I'm just gonna throw these out to you like in no particular order, just in the order that they pop into my head. So sorry if this video is a little like sporadic and random, but these are the no's. These are the things you don't do in an audition. Ready? Don't wear perfume. Agencies don't like it. Casting directors don't like it. People in the waiting room don't like it. Anytime anybody puts on cologne or perfume, usually they don't realize how strong it is, even if you think it's just a tiny spritz. People have allergies and people have sensitive noses. My commercial agency has a sign on their door that says, "Don't come in here if you're wearing perfume," because we have people that are very allergic to, fragrances and stuff. So that could be anywhere. People might not have a sign up. They might be allergic. And if you come in there smelling really heavily, it's going to be very distracting and a real turnoff. Wearing cologne or perfume cannot help your audition. It can only hurt you. I mean, obviously wear deodorant, but try not to have it be like a heavily scented deodorant and like be clean and don't stink, but don't wear perfume. Don't shake hands. Just don't. Sometimes a director or producer will stand up to shake your hand. Obviously don't turn them down, shake their hand, but like, you never make the first move. Don't ever walk into a room and like go to shake the casting director's hand. Just ask them if they want your picture or resume, hand it to them, say hi, and then go stand on your spot, okay? Don't shake anybody's hand. Don't go in sick. Don't go sick to an audition or to a meeting. Ask if you can self-tape your audition because you're sick. They will have a lot more respect for you if you do that than if you go and bring them the flu, guys. That's also part of the handshaking thing. They don't want your germs in case you're carrying around anything. If every person came in and shook their hand, like they would be sick at the end of every day. Don't get too close. You have your casting director and your reader and maybe some other people in the room when you're doing your audition and your reader is there, and even if the scene calls for it for you to get really, really close to them or touch them or kiss them, don't do it. Just step in a little bit closer on camera. Don't get too close or touch anybody. They don't like it. Oh, just a quick side note about kissing. If you are auditioning for something, whether it's theatrical or commercial, and there's a kissing scene, you better discuss it with your scene partner and or the casting director first. Do not slip anyone a kiss with tongue in an audition, which happened to yours truly in a first call for a commercial audition. So gross and not okay. No props. I mean it, you guys. No props. There are very few exceptions, like a water bottle. If it's like a scene where you're drinking heavily, you can use a water bottle, or if you have to use your cell phone. Another side note, if you have to be holding a cell phone in a scene and you don't have your cell phone and you have to mime it, don't do this. Don't do this. Hold it like this, like it were a real phone. If there's supposed to be a thing that you're holding or using in the scene, you can use your sides for almost anything. You can roll them up and use them as the gun. You can use them as a bat. You can use them if you have to slap somebody, you can slap your sides really hard. You can use your sides for almost anything. So other than that, no props. I mean, some people are really brave and there's something that they really feel is gonna sell their choice and make them stand out. Just don't get weird with it, okay? Don't go overboard on wardrobe. If you are playing a queen, do not buy a luxurious queen costume with a crown. Just wear a nice dress. If you are going into audition as a clown, don't rent a clown suit. Just dress kind of colorful and maybe a little funny with some really bright makeup. Don't go crazy. I know you want to be the part and look the part, but they really can use their imaginations. But if you go in there with like a full-on soldier uniform, if you're playing like a police officer, just wear like a navy blue fitted shirt, or if you can find one of those like cop looking button down shirts. You don't need to have like the badge and the this and the that. You know what I mean, right? Don't forget to breathe. Don't apologize for your performance. Don't apologize if you miss a line or you mess up. Don't apologize if you think it sucked. Don't apologize. Own what you're doing. If you flub a line in the beginning and you want to take it back, don't go, I'm sorry. Just say, oh, you know what? Let me take that back. I screwed that up. Everybody does it at some point in the beginning, but really you should never be apologizing for your performance. You should make strong choices that really feel good to you, and that's what you want to do. So to never do a scene and then be like, I'm sorry, I don't really know if that was the right way to do it. Be confident in what you're doing and don't apologize for it. Don't ask dumb questions just to ask a question. Almost every time when you walk into the room, the casting director will say, do you have any questions? And unless you really have a question that would make everything fall into place and make sense for you, same thing goes for if you're in like a casting workshop or something like that, and they're like, who has questions? And people raise their hand and they ask anything just to make themselves stand out in a way. Don't do that. Only ask a question if you really need to. Don't bring a bunch of crap into the room with you. Theatrical auditions, usually, ladies, if you have a purse, you even leave the purse in the waiting room. You just bring in your size with you and whatever you need for the audition. Don't bring in a purse and your gym bag and a sweater and your change of shoes. You know what it must be like? I mean, okay, let's pretend you're the casting director and someone walks in and they're like, hi, and they gotta set all their stuff down and like, it's falling over and they gotta fix it, and then they stand there and they do their audition and the audition's over. After your audition, you wanna just get out. You wanna do your job and get out. You don't linger. That's another don't. Don't linger. Not like rush out, but just do your job and go. Imagine if you have to like then pick up all that crap that you spread out on the floor of their room. Then they have to stand there and watch you while you collect your things and like get this on that shoulder and whatever, and then you'd be like, bye. Don't bring anything with you into the room. I think I made my point. Don't be a jerk in the waiting room. This was like a thing when I was more in my early 20s and the girls were really competitive and everyone's kind of looking at each other, and even people will say things to sabotage you. Don't be that person. Bring your headphones, work on your sides, go into your own headspace. This also means don't be loud because the person auditioning might be able to hear you. Sometimes the walls are really thin and it might be distracting to them. Don't hog the mirror or the bathroom. Just be nice in the waiting room. It's good karma. Don't forget to silence your phone. In fact, if you're going to be using your cell phone in the scene, make sure that you turn it off completely, because even if it's silenced and you go to use your phone, they're going to see the screen and it's going to be really distracting. So if you're using your phone in the scene, turn it off. Don't get too chatty. Sometimes casting directors will start asking you questions about where you're from and da-da-da and this and that. And what they're doing is they're trying to get a feel for you to see if you really are this character. I even had this happen to me one time where I went on an audition and a casting director asked me a bunch of questions and I was just answering them, and they gave the feedback to my agent that I was too chatty. So just be careful, you know, make sure you're just answering what they ask you. And if you have like a really heavy audition that's very emotional and they want to chit chat beforehand and be all light, let them know that you just want to chat afterwards and then do your audition, just so you don't get taken out of it. You know what I mean? That does sound kind of pushy, but just remember it is always okay to take control of your audition room. Obviously, you're not going to be bossy and a jerk. This is their audition session that they're running that you came to, but still, it is your audition, it is your moment, so it's okay for you to take control over what you're doing. Don't try to pretend you're not nervous. All of us, no matter what stage we're at, auditioning sucks and it always brings on the nerves. And you know, if you go in there and you're like trying to pretend that you're not nervous, and it's worse that way. You can walk in and be like, whew, I'm nervous, like holy cow, and they'll be like, it's okay, it's cool. Trust me, they understand. They're human beings. Don't try to hide it. Obviously, you're not going to walk into every audition and be like, guys, I'm really nervous. I don't know what's going to happen right now. But just try to be honest with them and just try to like calm yourself down and realize it's all okay. Your life is not going to change after you leave this room. You're not going to die in the audition. Like, just embrace the nerves that auditions naturally bring on. Don't argue with direction. If you have studied your part and you've made a choice to do it a certain way, and then they go, okay, that's cool, now let me see it as if this, or they give you any kind of direction or change. Don't argue with it. They may have their reasons. Who knows what they are? They've got that one take on tape. Now try it their way. It's really important to show that you're open to direction and that you take direction well and that you can adjust well, because that's what's going to happen on set. And my last one, don't be late. Don't be too early. I mean, you can be 20 minutes early. Don't be an hour early, and don't be more than 10 minutes late. If you are, you must call ahead. Okay, I think that pretty much covers it. If you have any don'ts that you want to add to the list that I might have left out, because we've all experienced don'ts in our lifetime of auditioning, then go ahead and add them into the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.